All right, so let's take a look at Cigna. It's popping about 15%. There's a huge discussion about buyback. So when we're looking at this stock, it's really pushing higher. Now, I think personally, I missed the move. I'm not going to go chase this stock up 15, 16%. It's quite extended. Usually I like to wait for pullbacks on those cases, but this is where some of these things just, hey, you just never know when the news will come out and will push the stock a little bit higher and people get a little more euphoric about it. That's fine, no big deal. So you missed the move. There's always new opportunities in the marketplace. So let's take a look at the chart. Right here, the stock is right pushing around $300 per share. So that looks really good. I mean, we were down in the 260s, so we were pulling back, and then we got a big pop. Now, this pullback here that happened was about 20%. So we're actually just kind of getting back into normal territory. And if you look at the resistance here, back before, we're getting just slightly back above that. So we'll see if we can continue this momentum and this trajectory in the future. Now, Cigna, when you look at some of the news happening, they were talking about the Humana buyout plan. So I think there was some deal and discussion and talk about purchasing Humana, but in this case, this ended up getting nixed, and now you're looking for a stock buyback. So when you start comparing the Humana part about it, this actually tanks some of the shares on Humana, probably because, you know, if you're a buyer or long investor, look what happened here on this big wick or big down bar. They did not like that because people get, oh man, it's not going to happen, so this isn't good for the company. But remember, the company is still its own company and it's still doing health related things, right? Pun intended. So you've got some health behind the company on its own merit, even though the buyout here right now is not going to happen right now, it still could be a candidate sometime in the future. Anyway, so with that in mind, we're looking at Cigna, and Cigna is pressing higher. You've got some volume also stepping up. It's not highlighting it on my end right now because it hasn't hit the full percent threshold that I like it to. Based on the moving average, but it's looking like it could press here soon, and that could be good news for the stock. If we look at just what's going on and what's happening here in the medical side, you've got Aetna, you got HCA. A lot of healthcare stuff is actually down, with the exception of Cigna. It's up like $41. But a lot of the other stuff is not really pressing. CVS also down, and but they've kind of got a little bit of a different marketplace. They're looking at, you know, more retail selling rather than insurance. So the insurance business is looking like, you know, it's doing well on the Cigna side, but overall CVS, I liked CVS recently from a pop here on the break, and now it's doing a little pullback. This could be a nice opportunity for a possible pullback and then a power higher later if the support can hold, but you need to watch that support. So that's kind of what I would watch for that area. Anyways, so just wanted to update you here on Cigna. It seems to be pressing really well. I'd be careful here getting into some resistance, and then you've got some other overhead resistance there ahead as well on the multi-week chart. So those are some of the key levels. These levels is that I would pay attention to, because now you're going to get into 315. That could be a little bit of a problem, and then overhead around 335 as well to keep an eye on. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest of the week ahead, and I will see you next time.